Governors kick against Buhari's executive order. Governors on Tuesday rejected the executive order by President Muhammadu Buhari for the implementation of financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary. They clarified that while the Nigerian Governors Forum (NFG) is not against the implementation of the law on financial autonomy, there would not be stampeded by the order. According to the governors, the President's executive order of 10 is not required for the implementation of the financial autonomy they jointly facilitated. The governor said they were not constituted before the President enacted the law. Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong spoke with reporters in Abuja on behalf of the forum after the NGF's meeting with visiting French Minister of Foreign Trade and Attractiveness, Frank Resta. Executive Order 10 was issued by the President on Monday 10 last year. On Monday, Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami said the federal government was determined to push through the content of EO 10. No going back, he said in Sokoto. But Lalong insisted that the executive order was unnecessary. He attributed the confusion over financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary, which led to the strike by court workers across the country, to misconception by those who confuse the financial autonomy law with the executive order 10. He said the implementation of the law will be preceded by discussions and agreement by stakeholders. Lalong said the issue that arose from previous discussion will be fully resolved at the meeting scheduled for today. The Plateau State Governor, who was invited by his Ekiti State counterpart and chairman of NGF, Dr. Kayode Fayomi, to address the question of financial autonomy and court worker strike, emphasized that the NGF was not comfortable with the Executive Order 10. He noted that the autonomy was not entirely about money, but putting necessary measures to strengthen the other two arms of government at the state level. Lalong says, for us, the governors, we are saying no. We are going to do implementation. You don't need Order 10 to focus us to do implementation. So we don't need Order 10. We are already working on the law of implementation because the federal government cannot tell us how to implement. We are doing the implementation. People don't know the difference between Order 10 and the law of financial autonomy. What we are having meeting on, which we are going to conclude tomorrow, is about financial autonomy. It is not about Order 10. Order 10 is a cause, is subjudiced now because it is in court. But we are not bothered about Order 10. We are talking about the implementation of the financial autonomy law. I was a speaker. We started in 1999. Today, I am a governor, and I know how the governors agree and brought in financial autonomy. It was a law agreed by the governors who said, go and pass it. Otherwise, it will not have been passed. We brought it up during every constitutional amendment, but by the time we go there, We all agree as governors and said, let us pass it in our state, and we pass it so. Who is the one that is crying more than the bereaved? We are the ones most affected. All these things affected us. All these things affect us. I am a lawyer and I will want the judiciary to be autonomous. I have been a legislator. I was not only a legislator, I was a speaker and chairman of former speakers conference up to today. So I will want autonomy to them. I am a member of the executive today. So in essence, it is about strengthening the institutions. People are thinking it is about money. It is not about money. It is about strengthening the institution, he said. On why the governors were delaying in implementing the law, Lalong says, we are not foot dragging. We are not consulted when the executive order came. When you are talking about implementation, you are talking about processes. You don't wake up and say because a law is passed, it must be applied. They must be processed. For instance, as a speaker, I will tell you that you cannot do financial autonomy until you have a service commission in place. You must establish a service commission. You must establish a state allocation committee, and all of these are steps towards autonomy. You cannot achieve autonomy in a day. We did it in the National Assembly, and there was no order of 10 for implementation. It took them stages. The federal government is aware. Some members of the National Assembly then are today governors. How can they say they don't want autonomy today? We have 7 governors who were members of the National Assembly, who fought for autonomy and got it for the National Assembly. Lalong says the attainment of autonomy is a process that cannot be enforced by the mere enactment of executive order. He said since it is democracy, the issue will be resolved through dialogue. He added, we have had useful dialogue with both the representatives of the judiciary and the state speakers. Yesterday, they were in my state and we all agree. By tomorrow, that is Wednesday, we are going to round it off with all the representatives of the judiciary, the state legislature, and other stakeholders. The French minister said France was ready to assist Nigeria to address the security challenge, adding that President Emmanuel Macron was following development in the country. Resta, who said his visit was a follow-up to Macron's visit to Nigeria in July 2018, said his visit was also intended to explore ways of improving trade relations between both countries. He noted that Nigeria is France's first commercial partner in sub-Saharan Africa, with bilateral trade standing at $4.5 billion in 2019, but reduced to $2.3 billion in 2020 as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. France, he added, is a major financial partner for Nigeria, being the second bilateral creditor of Nigeria after China, due to the involvement of France Development Agency, FDA, which was engaged in more than 2 billion euros in the last 10 years in over 35 development projects. Now, to contribute a little, those who are on board to do what is right, that know that how process things should go through, let them do it. And before implementing anything, they should be aware so that they can put their head together. Nothing should be done on behalf of others. Thank you.